Hey, it's good to see you all again. It's good to see you all again. I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to try to do a video. I just did this one actually, but it got rejected because it was too long. So yeah, I just want to show you a couple of games I got lately and a mode that I did, and just some stuff about my CRT. So Mushiko is just saying hi. So yeah, in response to Faginari's video, I saw you did a Genesis controller review mod, sorry, and I was thinking about doing it also for a long time. I actually started it, and your video made me. I had some time, so I finished Mega Drive mode also. Like I could have used my PC Engine box and just run insert the Genesis PCB in it, but I was looking to do something else. I mean, I like to use this exclusively, I guess, for the PC Engine. So I found like a PS1 stick, 3-button layout stick that I modded. The PS1 controller was like $8. I found it really like cheap, and it had like a 3-button layout. I don't know why, but it had like a 3-button layout, which is like the Mega Drive layout. So I modded it. Obviously, just the start button works. This I may change in the future, but this is how it looks right now. I inserted a Semi2 stick, which I think is good for all the type of games, which has like a bigger hitbox and kind of like more loose game mechanics. So I think it worked really good for my PC Engine. So I used this one for the Mega Drive one, and also Semi2 buttons. And yeah, I did more or less kind of like a idea for the cover. I had like a big problem though. I didn't measure the clearance of the Semi2 button with the size of the box actually, which is you have to do. So yeah, after I finish everything, I just noticed it scraped the bottom. It sucks. So my trick usually is to take I cut little pieces of my cutting mat, of my welding mat, sorry, of my soldering mat, and put it between the screws and the box, and the Semi2 controller also. I changed one of the screws that hold that Semi together by a longer screw that also push it from right underneath the Semi2 stick. So now it's perfectly clear. There's a little gap, but it's okay. I mean, it's not like very noticeable. So so yeah, I mean, the plastic inside had to go. I had to Dremel a lot and just really shape it so I can fit in the new joysticks. But it really works great. I mean, it works much better than my other controller. And you know, I really wanted to do for a long time a Mega Drive themed also. You know, controller. I had like a PCB of a Genesis controller with AutoFire, but the metal connection on the PCB was so bad I couldn't even use it. So I used the default Genesis controller PCB, you know, and like Faginaris did exactly. I'm just wondering, Faginaris, if there's any way you can add AutoFire to a default Genesis controller. I'm interested to know that. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it works really great. I tested it. It works really fine. So now some game pickups that I did. I got today a couple of Vectrex games. There are two like collections, I guess. This one have 2 games. Protector, side-scrolling. It's weird to say a side-scrolling shooter on a Tate Vectrex, but it's pretty cool actually. It's got good effects. And Yassi, which is like a Space Invaders game, spin-off, and Vecmania, which is like a collection. It's like 4 or 5 games, playable games, and a couple of demos. It's cool. It comes in this like weird box. It's cheap, really, and it's really worth the price because you end up having a Vectrex. So why not playing good games on it? The older games are kind of rubbish. I'm not really down with that. I just like the default game, the Minefield, the Mine Attack or whatever it's called on Vectrex. But this one is a great addition. I tried them. It's really fun. They're pushing the Vectrex to the limit, really. So yeah, another game that I got. It's a pretty rare game. Blast Winds. I kind of I had a bid on it on Yahoo Japan for like $60, but I didn't pay attention. bid ended and somebody put just like a $5 more than me. So I bought this one in a store, a little bit more expensive, but the game is not great. It's okay. It's mainly like a collector's item, you know, when you want to have all the Saturn shmups to play around with. So very disappointingly, this game does not have a Tate mode. It's strange. It's kind of weird resolution for a shooter, but so I have a mixed feeling about this one. It's okay. I mean, maybe I'll grow into it. You know, I gotta play it a little bit more. But you know, it's you don't pay for the quality of the game. You pay for the rarity of the game when you buy this one. So yeah. And then a couple of Mega Drive games. I finally found Veritex. I was looking for this game for a long time. It's rare. It's pretty rare. It's a Japanese exclusive. It only came out obviously on Mega Drive, but only in Japan. So the price does not reflect the rarity. I don't know. I mean, and the game is pretty fucking good. I like the scale of the spaceship, the scale of the game, the great music. So I found it on eBay, and I couldn't find it anywhere in Japan. So I'm glad I found it. This is like one of the last game I was looking for Mega Drive, but otherwise in Mega Drive I found a cheap copy of Shadow of the Beast, Psygnosis game. Now the Mega Drive has a lot of Amiga looking games like Speedball 2 and Chaos Engine and Xenon 2 and The Killing Game and Psygnosis games like Shadow of the Beast. So it's really good to have it on the Genesis, and I love the artwork on it, and it's a very difficult game. You have to memorize every move. Very difficult game, but great ambience, you know. This is for the old school gamers, you know. So can appreciate that. And then finally I got Streets of Rage or Bare Knuckles. I'm dying to play it with my little brother actually, because it will bring us back to the days that we played it. He was like so small. He was like a little shrimp, and I was like 10 years his senior, and I introduced him to that, and even like as a little kid he really got to know how to play video games. This is the first game he played for real, so it's a great classic. The mod on the Genesis, you can change it. It's cool. You can change from Japanese language to English. So you know, I was able to test my language mode on Mega Drive, that it works. And this game's great. It's really crispy, great music. I'm not that much of a beat 'em ups, but this game really works. And it came in an era that beat 'em ups were really popular. So it's a great classic. You know, I really like the first one. The second ones are good, you know, the second and third, but I'm only interested again in the original one. So yeah, and then I bought my CRT. Yeah, I mean, I got like a CRT lately for free. The reason I got it for free is sometimes in Japan people prefer giving away the CRT. It costs like $30, $40 to get rid of it. So I picked this one up in Shibuya, not far. Obviously it's from '99, but let me just turn it on. It was still like really pretty advanced technology. So I think that it definitely can. It's not 15 hertz. The scan lines are pretty dense. Now I looked again on online, and you know, looking at the service mode. So even though the controller is in Japanese, or it's configured differently, I was able to find the service mode, and it has a whole bunch of options, and I was just been playing with them for a couple of days because I'm still thinking if I should keep it or not. Basically I just use it for the Saturn. They're the only one who have Tate. On newer games, newer consoles, it's better to play on the LCD, like the PS2 and Xbox 360 obviously. So I just use it for Tate Saturn. It's too big even to turn around, so I just use it. So I've been configuring deinterlacing on service mode. Did not make a big difference. So what did make difference is changing the vertical lines options. The vertical line frequency, it's called. So I guess it's the frequency of the vertical lines. Horizontal lines didn't make a big difference. So what I did is I just changed the vertical lines. I changed the frequency, and but then it really deforms like a flag the image. So there's a whole bunch of options to try to bring it back into the right shape. So I'll show you guys how I got until this far. I mean, you know, I think it's much better than before, and I don't really remember all the CRT how they look like. I kind of lost the memory, so I'm trying to bring it into the optimal state. So just have a look, and in the image quality, I guess skylines are more visible, I guess, when I change the frequency. So I don't know. I'm not like tripping about it, like try to get the skyline holy grail, but I got it, so I want to get the best value out of it. So it takes a lot of like fiddling with the options of the service mode. But again, thank you guys for all the videos. It's very interesting, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. So have a good weekend.